morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Vian, and I'm responsible for mental health advocacy at ABC Wellness Foundation. And I'm delighted to be here today to make a talk about men's right to feel and express emotion. So, my talk in this presentation is divided into four parts. I will begin with the silent crisis, then I will look at the human reality, and then we are going to explore the benefits of emotional expressions. And finally, let's change the narrative. If you have any questions, please save them until the end of the presentation and I'll be happy to answer it. Now, let's move on to the first, the silent crisis. We are facing a mental health emergency that demands our immediate attention. A crisis that has been hiding in the plain sight for far too long. The statistics paint a devastating picture of what happens when we silence half of humanity's emotional expressions. The first men have three times higher suicide rates. This isn't just a number, it represents fathers, brothers, sons, and friends who felt they had nowhere to run. Society's expectations are literally killing men because they have been taught that showing emotion is a weakness. Men are 75% less likely to seek help. When we tell men to man up and be strong, we were actually telling them to suffer in silence. This cultural conditioning prevents men from accessing the support system that could save their lives. 40% of men hide their emotional pain. Nearly half of all men are walking around carrying emotional burdens they feel they cannot share. This hidden suffering affects not just the men themselves, but their families, relationships, and communities. Society's expectations are creating a mental health crisis where men are dying because they have been taught that showing emotion is a weakness. But this is a lie that we must challenge together. The silent crisis isn't just about individual suffering, it's about systematic problems that affects our entire society when we deny half of our population the right to be fully human. Now let's move on to the human reality. It's time to confront the fundamental truth that our society has forgotten. Emotions are not gendered, they are human. Emotions are not gendered, they are human. That means every person, regardless of gender, is born with the same capacity for the full spectrum and of human emotions. Fear, joy, sadness, anger, love. These are human experiences, not masculine or feminine traits. Second is crying is a natural stress relief mechanism. Scientifically, tears contain stress hormones that are literally released from the body when we cry. When we tell men not to cry, we are denying them to access of one of nature's most effective stress relief system. And the third is vulnerability requires courage, not weakness. It takes tremendous strength to be vulnerable, to admit when we are struggling and ask for help. The men who show their emotions aren't weak, they are demonstrating incredible courage. The fourth is real strength comes from emotional honesty. True strength isn't about suppressing feelings or pretending everything is fine. Real strengths come from acknowledging our emotions, understanding them, and dealing with them in healthy ways. And the fifth is men deserve the same emotional freedom as everyone else. We will never tell a woman to suppress her emotion completely, yet we routinely do this to the men. Men deserve the same freedom to feel, express, and process their emotions. And the sixth point is being human means feeling the full range of emotions. To be fully human is to experience joy and sorrow, excitement and fear, love and disappointment. When we deny men this full range of experience, we are denying them to their humanity. Let's move on to the part benefits of emotional expressions. When men are feel free to feel everything wins, leading to better health, stronger relationships, and more authentic living. The first point is better mental health. Emotional expression is directly linked to reduced stress, anxiety, and depressions. Men who can process their emotions in healthy ways are less likely to experience mental health crises and more likely to seek help when they need it. And the second is stronger relationship. When men can express their emotions openly, they form deeper connections with family and friends. Emotional availability creates intimacy, trust, and stronger bonds that benefit everyone in their lives. And the last part is increased self-awareness. When men are allowed to explore and express their emotions, they develop a deeper understanding their personal needs and limits. This self-awareness leads to better decision making, clearer boundaries, and more authentic relationship. Now let's move on to the fourth part. Let's change the narrative. Now it's time for action. We all have a role play in changing this harmful narrative and creating a world where men can be fully human. The first, support men who show vulnerability. When a man in your life opens up about his struggles, respond with him empathy and support. Don't minimize his feeling or rush to fix the problems. Sometimes just being heard is enough. Stop telling boys don't cry. We must break this cycle with this next generation. Allows boys to express their full range of emotions. Teach them that crying is normal, healthy, and human. And then normalize men seeking therapy and help. We need to make it as a normal for men when to go to therapy as is to go to the gym. Mental health is health, and seeking help is a sign of strength, not a weakness. Next is challenge toxic masculinity when you see it. When you hear someone telling a man to man up or mocking emotional expressions, speak up. Be part of the solution by challenging these harmful attitudes wherever you encounter them. And the last part is and let's move on to the part. Remember, real men feel, real men cry, real men are human. We must redefine what it means to be a real man. Real men feel the full spectrum of emotions. Real men cry when they are hurt. Real men are human beings first. And the last part is celebrate emotional intelligence in men. When you see men displaying emotional intelligence, acknowledge it. Praise the fathers who are emotionally available to their children. Celebrate leaders who show empathy and vulnerability. Let's move on to the conclusions. The strongest thing a man can do is admit he's human. Let's giving man the freedom to feel because emotional courage isn't weakness, it's survival. Thank you for your attention. Now I'd be happy to answer any questions you may have about supporting men's emotional health and breaking down these harmful barriers. Thank you.